This was a whistle from the ancient Mayan civilization. Legend says that whoever blows it can summon the dead. The sound seemed to echo straight into the depths of their souls, but after waiting for a long time, nothing happened. Disappointed, everyone eventually went back home. The next day, the school auditorium was holding a memorial service for the history teacher, Craven. Strangely, according to the medical examiner, his lung cancer had already reached its final stage. Most people in that condition could barely even stand. Yet before he died, he had looked completely normal. Because the night before, Craven had also blown that strange whistle. Just then, Ellie suddenly noticed the students sitting in the front row starting to convulse in a disturbing way. Ellie was terrified. Maybe all of this really had something to do with that strange whistle. She suggested they return it to its rightful owner. Even though Tanner was already dead, they could at least give it back to his grandmother. So they drove out to Tanner's grandma's house. Tanner's grandmother was already terminally ill. Her only hobby was collecting artifacts from different cultures that were connected to death. Chris handed the whistle to her.
I found it in Mason Raymond's locker.
You didn't find it. It found you. Like it found my grandson.
She explained that the whistle was called choka. The symbols carved into it didn't mean summon the dead, they actually meant summon death. In Mayan culture, the moment a human is born, death is born at the exact same time. Its only purpose is to find its other half. If that search takes 90 years, it means you'll die at 90. But if something goes wrong, it might find you before you even turn 30. This is supposed to be the natural order of things. But once someone blows choka or even hears its sound, it's like sending death your exact coordinates. And once it has that, it won't take long for it to find you.
What does it look like? Death.
Like you, of course. You will become what you would have been in your last breath.
That might explain why, when Craven died, the lung cancer inside his body had already reached its final stage. But the story sounded too bizarre to believe. So they decided to head to the medical examiner's archives to look up Tanner's autopsy report. In the photos, Tanner had been burned into a charred corpse, and they had to identify him through his teeth. The official cause of death was listed as a gas leak in the bathroom. But something about the report didn't add up. The wear on those teeth suggested they belonged to someone at least 40 years old. Tanner was supposed to be only 18. That's when the two of them finally realized what was happening.
So Mason would have died when he was older. From the gas leak.
Yeah, Mr. Craven, that cancer would have killed him eventually.
I'd give him another 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, but not last night.
If all of this was true, then everyone who had heard the whistle was in danger. She had to warn the others right away. Today just happened to be the town's annual Day of the Dead festival, and the streets were packed with a haunted carnival. Right now, Grace was wandering through a maze, trying to find the exit, completely unaware that death was closing in. Terrified, Grace took off running. Somehow, it even knew her name. Before she realized it, she had already reached the deepest part of the maze. Seeing that it hadn't caught up yet, Grace quickly called Dean, but the moment she finished speaking, summoning every ounce of courage, Grace grabbed a shovel from the ground and swung it hard at the creature. But something horrifying happened. The damage the monster took was reflected onto her own body. Grace completely broke down and started running for her life. On the other end of the phone, Dean also sensed that something was very wrong. Trapped in a dead end, Grace ducked into a narrow passage nearby, but the creature chased right behind her and suddenly grabbed her by the leg. Her skin began to age at a terrifying speed, and in the next second, the creature forced its hand into her mouth. Grace finally reached the center of the maze. If she rang the bell in front of her, Dean would be able to find her. But then a chilling laugh came from behind. Trembling with fear, she slowly turned her head to look. By the time Dean arrived, all that remained at the scene was a body aged far beyond recognition.